Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to another high level best of 5. Today in the bottom left is our blue Protoss player playing for Team Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It is hero. And in the top right as our red Protoss player playing for Team BIG. It is ShoWTimE. I mean, very little gas at the moment. Ooh, okay. That is cheeky. We have a proxy gateway coming out of hero here. No fake pylon at home. Late second gas. And also no scout out of hero for blocking. If I'm ShoWTimE in this case, there's a couple of alarm bells ringing in my head already. And they're driving me nuts. That's how hard they're ringing. They're going off real good. Ring, ring. Alarm bells. No? ShoWTimE? ShoWTimE has to realize that something odd is going on here. He hasn't done a complete sweep in the main base yet, but the fact that there's no probe scout is already extremely suspicious. No block on the Nexus. Now seeing this Zealot move across the map. And seeing the complete lack of a second pylon. I mean, you have so much information at this point. As the Protoss player, as the defending Protoss player, yeah, you need to respond with something. And I think the correct response would have been to put the Stargate in the wall for a full wall, because this is a little bit too late. It's not in position either. This is not a full wall. The Zealot sneaks through. That means that this pylon is going to get attacked, and with the damage output of the Zealot, I don't actually think there's anything that ShoWTimE can do here against this. This feels like this pylon is dead, and if this pylon dies, well, what is there left for ShoWTimE? He's gonna get a Stargate, I guess. That's okay. It's nice. It's feels decent, I guess. I'm not so sure. Oh man, this really sucks for ShoWTimE. 3 Stalkers make their way in towards the main base. We'll have to see a pro pool here in order for this to survive. Can we go through? Can we move through these Stalkers and get the surround? That could be huge. Interesting shot there out of hero. Almost gets caught. If he would have gotten caught here, could have lost 2-3 Stalkers. Maybe this is a different game. But now, this is not a different game. This is a game in which, well, ShoWTimE is struggling mightily. He feels pretty dead. He feels like he's very far behind right now. Could start another Void Ray, but without a gateway to build a sentry, you can't even hold your own ramp soon. There's a third gate on the way right now for hero. Twilight Council also being constructed. So hero says, hey, if I can kill you, great. If I can't kill you, also great. I'm just gonna get my blink, I'm gonna get my stalkers out. I will continue in your own main base, and eventually hero most likely will expand if there would be sentries. However, there are no sentries. Hero is allowed to walk up the ramp here and straight up win the game. And I think that's what's going to happen. I like this Oracle being constructed. I think it makes sense for ShoWTimE. He hopes that hero forgets to poke up the ramp. Like, it doesn't matter if you have 1 or 2 Void Rays here, right? You can't hold anyway. So in that case, it might be good to take a big risk that could pay off. Like, in this case, maybe with 1 Void Ray and a massive pro pool, you can clear this once, and then if this Oracle gets 19 worker kills, you can win. But yeah, I don't think that's quite going to be the case. Yeah, 2 Stalkers already in position. You're gonna get 2 worker kills. That's it. If even, yeah, 2 worker kills. G gets called. Hero wins game number 1 of this best of 5, as ShoWTimE is forced to tap out. Here we go in our second game between hero and ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE is opening up with a 2-gate on this map. That is allowed. I will allow it. This is one of the 2 maps in the current map pool where it's possible to play 2-gate openers. It's also possible to play 1-gate openers on this map. Or at least on this map specifically, it's possible to play a 1-gate opener. It's a very small choke. You can wall it off with just a gate and a cyber. It's not quite as good as a ramp, but it gets pretty darn close. So yeah, we have a lot of maps right now in the map pool where it's completely viable to just play 1-gate every single time. This is the dream map pool for someone like MaxPax. He loves this stuff. When this map pool gets on the ladder, his PvP win rate is going to be like 95%. Legit 95%. It's going to be insane. He's so good in 1 gate versus 1 gate. It's actually crazy. Pro's gonna start moving around a little bit, trying to find what is this probe actually trying to find? A little bit of damage, perhaps. I know that hero is known to have one of the best probe micros in the world. The Zergs always complain about him. ShoWTimE getting a cybernetic score. At the same time, we see a similar dance on the other side of the map. Slightly more gas being mined here for hero though. He's already up 20-ish gas. Usually indicates wanting to open with either a Stargate or maybe a Sentry. Sentry openers have fallen out of fashion a little bit, at least, I would say, over the past couple of months. Just kind of the flavor of the week type of stuff, you know? Like sometimes people like Sentry, sometimes people like Stalkers. It's going to be a Stalker Adept. Okay, this is one of these openers that you don't really see a lot. This is also an opener actually that has been becoming more meta as of late. It has some of the advantages of the Adepts, mainly the scouting advantage. You don't really have the advantage of being capable of harassing with a single Adept, but you can get some good scouting. And also you have a little bit of unpredictability. Oh, 2 Adepts behind this. Okay, that's kind of odd, honestly. Stargate's way faster though for a hero than it is for ShoWTimE. Both players are opening up with a Stargate first. Probe's gonna make its way across the map, wants to scout if there's going to be a Nexus, or if not, what is going on then on your side of the map. 2 Stalkers are here at home. Single Adept's going to shade in. That means we need to wall this off at least temporarily. Starts 1 Sentry. If I'm hero in this case, I know what's going on. If you see no units being constructed extra, 99% of the time it's going to be a Stargate. And this was such an obvious fake as well, with that single Sentry being built there. You can still see the animation. So what happens when a gateway starts building, let's see if ShoWTimE wants to build another unit, I don't think so, is that these 2 things, they move up a little bit. And you can see that in like the first 1.5 seconds of the animation or so. So if you started just before the Adept shade hits you, you can still see that the animation is going on, and most of the time it's going to be a fake. And I think hero figured that out. So he's gonna get a single Oracle, shoot up, yeah, he's getting a battery in the main base, Stalker as well. Like, this is such a good call. This is a perfect read. Now, it's easy for me to make that read, because I also, like, 100% know that there's a Stargate, and I'm not playing the game. Don't forget that if you're playing the game, you have very little vision. There's many things to do. You don't have to pay attention to all the little things. Like, this is how Hero's screen is moving right now. So it's easy to miss that type of information. I'm just happy to see that Hero didn't miss it. He's already building a Phoenix at this point. He wants to catch that Oracle. And I kind of am okay with that in a way, I guess. Ooh, 3rd gate being proxy here. This is a really nice opener out of Hero. I really do like this one. Okay. He actually did see where that Oracle went as well, so he's gonna go hunting with the Phoenix. Probe's gonna die. ShoWTimE's gonna find this gate, isn't he? Yeah. ShoWTimE is really good at this type of stuff. Like the scouting around the map for things. Whenever we used to play these like Sentry, Stalker type of mirrors. Oh, hello? Where are you going, Oracle? Is your battery in me? Okay. Nice. Oracle's safe. Whenever we used to play this type of Sentry, Stalker type of mirrors, his hallucinations would always scout all around the map as well. Very, very good at this. A couple of worker kills actually here on this Adept. There's still an Oracle here for Hero as well. Let's not forget about that. ShoWTimE is just up 3 workers. I'm not entirely sure how that happened. I guess there was a big investment into this gate and this pylon. There to be some worker cuts. ShoWTimE's looking good though. He really is looking good in this game. Up 3 workers, and that means he's going to have slightly more income than his opponent. Blink is finishing up faster though here for Hero, but Hero does not quite have the blink yet. And ShoWTimE's going to move out. I think he wanted to save this 1 stasis Stalker. So he's going to trade 1 Stalker for a Stalker. But as 1 Stalker was already stasis and he otherwise would have lost it, I think that was a fantastic trade. So that move just at face value was an even trade. But given the fact that otherwise ShoWTimE most likely would have lost the Stalker for free, this wasn't an even trade. It was a great trade. Now, this wasn't a good trade. The one we just saw is the battery wasn't finished yet, and without Blink, you just can't fight Blink Stalkers. It is simply not possible. There's a lot of Stalkers here for hero, who is getting a 4th gateway at home as well, so there's a lot of investment in this push. What's the actual Stalker lost count right now? What are we looking at? 4 versus 2. So it's pretty close. Oh, that's a dead Stalker. Poor control out of hero, honestly. 4 against 3. As the stasis in the main base is not quite going to connect. A little bit of a supply block here for ShoWTimE. A little bit. This is a full-on 22-23 second supply block. Actually kind of painful. I just have to say it. Might see a blink here in the main base out of hero. Ooh, he's so risky. ShoWTimE spot this? No, he did not. We'll need to recall. Can he blink back? No, cannot blink back in time. Do we recall? Do we recall? No, we're just gonna walk back. This is really bad for ShoWTimE. Just like in game 1, I think ShoWTimE is just getting bamboozled a little bit here. Pylon is going to get taken out. Interesting blink forward. Will not catch anything. And the Stalkers move out. Might even get a cancel on the 3rd base. Oh no. ShoWTimE in a world of trouble right now. Still up 5 workers. I don't actually understand how that is possible. This guy has killed nothing, like three workers total. 6 workers have been killed, and yet ShoWTimE is consistently up 4 workers. It actually makes no sense whatsoever. Do we have a recall available? Oh, we do in 3 seconds from now, so we will see that recall. There we go. Nexus timing is equal. I don't actually understand how ShoWTimE is in an okay position. Why is this playable for him? He is down 3 Stalkers, so he needs to be somewhat careful. If he's gonna get caught right now, that would actually really suck for him. Hero's gonna send 1 Stalker towards the right side. It's just barely... He caught that. He caught that. I'm not sure if he saw it, but he could have caught that. He could have caught that movement. Stalker's gonna move here towards this side. We'll take out a Pylon for free. Hero immediately turns back home. As ShoWTimE is gunning for the Nexus. Should not be capable of getting it. Just too many Stalkers here for hero. And we see the blink wars here. Both players trying to just blink their sweet lives away. Ooh. 1 more blink. Whoop. Good control out of ShoWTimE. We'll only lose a single Stalker. Kill the Pylon. Dealt a little bit of damage to the Nexus. And not the end of the world. Still up 4 workers as well. Dark Shrine coming out of hero here. That's kind of interesting. I think hero is projecting a little bit here though, because he is the only one without the detection. Don't forget ShoWTimE still has this Oracle for detection. You can see he's saving it for detection as well. It's not out here building stasis ward. Like, it has 1 stasis and then it's saving a lot of energy for any potential DTs. Kind of like that. 18 Stalkers against 21, but this position might just be good enough for ShoWTimE to hold anyway. Phoenix gets taken out. You have 2 adepts here moving towards the top side. Will force ShoWTimE to burn a little bit of those of that energy on the Oracle. Adept's gonna get taken out. This is a good situation for ShoWTimE, I think. This is completely fine. The scary thing is when the DTs will start marching in, but where will the DTs even come from is my question. In my mind, DTs should be coming from this area, but the Stalker shouldn't be here. The Stalker should be moving towards this. We need a rotation from where the Stalkers are coming from. Because then you kind of open up the natural and the 3rd base for DTs, and the main base as well, if you just move your Stalkers around. Very interested to see how hero is going to be doing that. +1's about to finish up for ShoWTimE. Hero does not have any upgrades yet. Well, Blink is an upgrade, but it doesn't really count as an attack upgrade, I guess. Doesn't have any attack upgrades or armor upgrades, is what I'm trying to say. There's still superior Stalker numbers here for hero. No, there's not actually. So ShoWTimE has superior Stalker numbers. ShoWTimE is going to have an upgrade. And ShoWTimE has a stasis ward as well. This just looks like a really good situation. DT's coming in right now, showing themselves. Very weird decision here out of hero. It's just going to show all 3 DTs at the same time. It's forced to morph into an Archon as well. There still is a stasis ward here in the back. Battery has been used in the back as well. ShoWTimE can blink into that battery to get the quick heal. With the +1, I think ShoWTimE has done a fabulous job in holding this so far. 27 Stalkers with +1 against 22. We have a new battery on the way as well. 4th base is already done for ShoWTimE. I wouldn't mind seeing a cannon being built here. Oh, fantastic call. Good job, ShoWTimE. You're making all the right calls here, buddy. All the right calls. Stasis going to hit in a big way. This could be a forward blink now out of ShoWTimE, because he has a superior Stalker count. He has +1 as well. And I think hero is just absolutely dead. I think microing back at this point is back, because look at this concave that hero has against what ShoWTimE is doing. ShoWTimE is just blocking his own stalkers from fighting, which is not what you want usually. Hero is gonna go a bit too deep. These zealots definitely should have died. They should have been surrounded here. A little bit sloppy out of ShoWTimE, but I don't think it's quite going to matter. ShoWTimE's getting his +2 before Hero starts his +1. Oi, 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 oi. What are you gonna do about it, Hero? Seems like the answer is going to be Dark Stride, also known as... Or Shadow Stride, not Dark Stride. Shadow Stride, also known as the Dark Templar Blink. Probe ends up dying here. I'm not quite sure how that happened. You see his body disintegrate. 2 more gases coming out for Hero, who's going up to 5. Meanwhile, ShoWTimE still stuck on 3 gases. Will be capable of getting a lot of zealots out, and with superior upgrades, having a gateway versus gateway type of army fight, most of the time you're going to be fine as a Protoss player. As the Protoss player with the superior upgrades. Of course, there's 2 Protoss players in the game. Just saying the Protoss player wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. And that's why I did it. More gates coming out of Hero here, who is currently at 8, both players moving up to 10. Hero also adding a couple of cannons, still does not have any type of mobile detection, doesn't have any type of static detection either here in the fort base. So this is the type of scenario where DTs for ShoWTimE really could just straight up win the game. Hero, despite his poor fights, has somehow managed to actually get up to a better worker count than ShoWTimE. ShoWTime's already taking a 5th base. And mainly that worker count is just because he took the gases, right? It's not like he's mining more minerals. So we might see a difference there when it comes to gases. There's a couple of sentries here as well for Guardian Shield potentially. This is a 5th base that I don't think Hero can actually hold. +1 is gonna finish right now though for our Korean Protoss player. But it's a little bit too late. There's just not enough units. We have a robotics facility coming out right now for good friend ShoWTimE. All these DTs, where did they go? Still have an Oracle available. Yep, there we go. 4 DTs are going to get caught in 4K. Blink, 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 blink. Blink, blink, blink. Hello, ShoWTimE, blink? No, no blink. Surely that blink was available again. Oh, ShoWTimE actually has his sight on a different target. Look at this. This is going to be a massive surround here, and Hero's going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place, or between two rocks. 2 hard places. Actually managed to kind of maneuver away. It's going to lose a lot of these units. We still have this Zealot DT run by that is going for, well, what is it going for? For a kill on like a 3rd base or a 4th base. Oh, blinks away or teleports away. Still will lose 3 Stalkers there in the dying seconds of that moment. The tail end of that engagement. So yeah, ShoWTimE at 169 supply against 119. Up 5k in the resources lost. Has consistently been mining more than his opponent. These DTs, well, most likely are going to get a couple of kills here in the main base. That is actually kind of big. So that's going to be a lot of workers that potentially could go down. Oops. Adios, Zealots. Nice try with the warp in, though. Do appreciate it. We also have DTs over here. And don't forget that there's Blink available. ShoWTimE. Not in trouble yet, but in the neighborhood of trouble. You know, you can feel that it's more dangerous around here. Needs to win a fight right now. He has plenty of units. Never mind. Does not have mobile detection though. It's not really paying attention either. Loses a couple of Stalkers before the fight starts. But the Hero with only the +1 without any Zealots whatsoever needs to blink in right now with these DTs. Zealots continue trading against the Stalkers. 12 workers have gone down and a base has fallen. So despite ShoWTimE's worker losses, he managed to rebuild them, replenish those immediately, and is going to be back up to 80 workers really soon. All we need right now is an observer or that Oracle to show up. Is that Oracle still around? Here we go, Oracle 146 energy as well, and that means that that just means that the game is over. Now, once again, Hero blinks into a surround, and this time he's not going to be capable of surviving this. He's just going to lose 4 or 5 Stalkers for free. There's a single battery here, no cannons. There's still 10 DTs making their way around the map. Oh my god, just barely dodging that stasis ward. But yeah, it's not going to be possible. It is just simply not going to be possible. GG gets called. ShoWTimE wins game number 2 here on Cosmic Sapphire. And that brings us to game number 3. And in our 3rd game over, here we'll be moving over to Tropical Sacrifice. One hell of a map, actually. Beautiful little lines. I think that might be representing lava. I'm not quite sure what else it could be. Really rather hot to walk on top though. That is not good working conditions for the probes, let me tell you that much. He's having like these lava patches. Or maybe it's just red sand. That's also possible. This feels more like red sand. This is like the way that it's built. It feels like it's lava. But it doesn't feel like nature has such straight lines. You know, it would be more wiggly. Or more curved rather than these big corners that we see over here. So yeah, okay, I take it back. Now this is a man-made thing, or maybe Protoss made. I'm not quite sure. Or no, Zergs don't have any art, do they? I feel like both the humans and Protoss, or the Terrans and Protoss, they have some type of art, but I cannot believe that there's any type of art that the Zergs make. Creep is not art, it's purple and it's ugly. What is art, however, is this pylon that is being proxied here. As cheesing is an art, proxying is an art, and it's an art form that I take very serious, and I think ShoWTimE also will need to take very serious. Okay. This is actually kind of funny. I think you're full walling in this case with a Stargate. If we kind of do a quick throwback to that game number 1, this looks exactly the same for ShoWTimE as game number 1 did. Exactly the same. There is no conceivable difference. There has not been a scout to his main base. There's no second pylon in the main. The only difference, I guess, is that the second gas got taken a bit faster. But even that wasn't that fast. It was okay-ish fast. Normal fast. Stargate gets built. We have an adept being chrono boosted out, and ShoWTimE is looking for the proxy because he knows that there is a proxy. I'm surprised. Wait, what is this? Wait, how did ShoWTimE play this? Was this like a core first or something like that? Why is the second gas so late? Okay, I must have missed something here with the setup. I'm a little bit surprised. I'm a little bit confused. Nonetheless, this bad boy is going to be spotted. At the same time, though, with this adept on the way, and if there's no wall, they could potentially pose a threat to the main base. I mean, having a stalker is nice, but having adept is also really nice because it allows you to kill stuff. Gonna see this Nexus. Hello, I'm stronger. Let me pull, please. I can do it. Okay, there we go. Zealot's gonna start fighting here. It's 4 or 5 kills here on this adept. It's actually really big. That's actually just really big. Adept will not get away with it because there were some meddling kids, but it feels like this adept did way too much. 5 worker kills really is a crap ton of workers, and another adept's gonna move in. Misses his first shot though. That is actually kind of bad because that could have been maybe 1 extra worker kill had he targeted that correctly. Still going to get 3 worker kills most likely. Oh, yep, 3 worker kills. That means 8 worker kills total. We're gonna see another adept shade in. Well, it's basically a mirror. It's actually just a mirror with slightly more stalkers here for our good friend ShoWTimE. That is it. ShoWTimE still is in the lead. Imagine how bad this build is out of hero. Just please just realize how bad this build is if you don't actually get the proxy up. Because let's not forget, the proxy really kind of plays an important role here for hero. I think we can all say that. With a certain amount of, you know, with some certainty at least. This is actually really interesting. I love this. I really do love this. Because hero, he basically killed, what, 10 workers? He killed 9 workers and is down 2. Is down 6 supply. Doesn't have anything. Yeah, getting your Stargate killed by a Zealot and you not getting anything out is actually god-awful. I think this is the one thing we can establish. If there's one conclusion we can make from this early game, we can, you know, we can take it away. That's our takeaway. Is that proxying Stargates is not good if your Stargate is gonna get spotted. That should be one of the main things that you're looking at. Ooh, this is kind of scary though. ShoWTimE in a little bit of trouble perhaps. Blink is about to finish up really quick as well for here. How does he always have such quick blink? I don't understand it. Does he just have more chrono boost energy? Does he just always throw the Twilight Council down faster? Like once blink finishes, these stalkers are actually in some trouble. There's no battery yet either. Oh no, ShoWTimE. Look at this. Blinks forward, he's gonna catch a sentry, he's gonna catch a zealot right now as well. Stalker count is really close, but without a battery once again. This is going to suck. I think he can blink forward. Yep, he can. Should have split the shots there, though. Missed one of these stalkers because of that. Once again, should have split the shots. hero, sloppy control here on the blink stalkers. His blink micro is good, but the split shots have not been correct. He could have taken out at least one extra stalker here, but maybe even both. This has been extremely sloppy. Adapt is going to make its way in towards the nether. How did hero see that? How did he see it that fast? That was ridiculous. He must have been looking at the spot and instantly warped in there. As this Adept is going to get 2 kills. And that's not going to be enough, I think. We have 57 workers, or 57 supply against 62. Now it's 61 against 62. Still more workers. How does ShoWTimE literally always have more workers? At this point, I'm starting to believe hero just quits producing workers for very long periods at a time. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Robotics facility is on the way here for ShoWTimE as well, who is already on 3 gates, wants to get a nexus, and is kind of hiding this nexus. But oh, there's right next to the pylon of hero. It's difficult to hide a nexus if you're building it next to your opponent's pylon. Nexus is coming down for hero already, and yeah, our Korean pro is just a little bit ahead here, I think. I have a difficult time seeing ShoWTimE first of all break out of this, and second of all getting ahead in anything. Oh my god, what a blink forward. What? That was terrible for ShoWTimE. The blink forward out of hero was bad. It just traded 1 stalker for a stalker, and then ShoWTimE decided, you know what, I think I can blink forward. Then he lost 3 stalkers for nothing. Right now it's 8 versus 11. ShoWTimE still doesn't have a 3rd base going up. Battery's gonna get killed. I don't think that was a cancel. Yeah, battery gets killed, loses another stalker free. I think ShoWTimE's actually just falling apart right now. 2 adepts in the main base. Oh, I did not see those. How did they get there? Did they shade by and I missed it? 6 worker kills once again. Still, for some reason, ShoWTimE only down 3 workers. 2 workers. After having lost 18 workers in a 7-minute game. The fact that this game is still somewhat close is surprising to say the least. That's a good blink forward, I think. I think that was fine, yeah. I actually think that was completely fine. Stalling a bit longer, saying, hey, still don't think you can get a nexus here. Forge is already spinning around. As we have the +1 coming out soon. Nexus man moving towards his 3rd base. And poof. Just like that. It's a lot of chrono boost for ShoWTimE. To be fair, what would he have chrono boosted during this? It's not like chrono boosting out 35 extra probes is too useful. You're gonna either need to wait to get an immortal out, charge for +1. Double expand here out of ShoWTimE. Perhaps the correct call. Perhaps the correct call. Oh my god, how is hero like this? How are you like that? Oh my god, he's gonna see the 4th base. And he's gonna pull the trigger because of this. He says, hey, wait, you're getting a 4th base? Buddy, I've been outmining you for a while now with my 3rd base. I have better infrastructure. I'm gonna get +1. I'm gonna get my charge. How are you gonna hold this? Like, how? Just tell me, how are you gonna hold this? ShoWTimE is proxying a pylon over here, but it should not do much. Hero's just scouting around, looking for that pylon. Not sure how he knows that there's gonna be one, but he knows. And hero knows. Double batteries on the way here on the 3rd base. It's interesting that hero decides to go for the kill between the 3rd and the natural rather than for the 4th. 4th seems relatively clean as a kill, but I guess he really wants to just win the game straight up here. He says, hey, you're investing a lot in something that will not aid you whatsoever. I'm going to kill you right away. Would not recommend going up this ramp though. Okay, hero actually disagrees with himself. Says no. I want to go to your 4th now. Let me take that out. Takes his own 4th behind this, by the way. I mean, this is just going to be a dead base. There's nothing ShoWTimE can do about this. I appreciate the risk he took here. And I think it was... I'm not sure if it was a correct call. Like, if you're behind in PvP, you just need to do something. And this was something. It just didn't work out. And that's fine. Not everything can work out. That's what you take risks for. Not sure it was theoretically the best play. And if Alpha Star would have evolved in the past 5 years, then maybe Alpha Star would have said no. It was the incorrect play. Actually, you should have 35 workers on your natural mineral line. You should have started pumping out Disruptor and Colossi from 2 base. Like, it might be possible, I don't know. It's hard to say. I was correct here. ShoWTimE is still in a really, really bad spot. His +1 did finish now, and He has a Stalker count that can kind of fight with the Stalker count of hero as well. And because there's an Immortal, blink forwards are difficult to do. And Immortal is really just a blink forward deterrent, if anything. There is just no real path forward. That's the problem. So if you have any type of extra tech coming in here as ShoWTimE, I would say, hey, maybe it's possible. But because that's not the case, like the income is just, it's still better here for hero. Hero is getting 4 or 5 more zealots per minute. Static defense is good, but it can't make up a difference like that majority of the time in this matchup. Stalkers are going to get attacked by the Stalkers of hero. Superior concave as well here for hero, who's fighting before his +2. A little bit of a surprising call, as this +2 is really going to be a major advantage. Blinks in, Super Battery does get sniped. And, I mean, he's still going to be fine, but this was a really bad fight out of hero. This was literally the worst fight he could have taken, and he still wins. That's how far ahead he was. Triple batteries in the back, did not even 8 yet. GG gets called, and hero takes the lead in this best of 5. And as we arrive in game number 5, it looks like ShoWTimE wants to do something funky here. What is this probe doing? Oh, never mind. Look at hero. God, hero is such a prick. Holy crap. This guy has 3 builds that are pretty similar and very different at the same time. As ShoWTimE, are you gonna patrol this Nexus for the next 5 minutes? Are you really gonna do that? If ShoWTimE does that, he's an absolute legend. Seeing this probe come from the side, you know you made the correct call. Oh my god, what a godly feeling. ShoWTimE! What? Not going for the Nexus himself, though, is too afraid. He's been scared. He's been scared into not getting a Nexus here. You can't be serious. Oh no, ShoWTimE. This was your chance to take a massive dub here. Hero, he's gonna get a Zealot as well? You can't be... Oh my god, this can't be real. This can't be real. There's going to be a proxy Stargate here in the middle, I guess. This Zealot is extremely late out of hero, by the way. Okay, Zealot did get cancelled. Nexus, full wall with the Stargate is, in my opinion, 100% the correct call. You have a robotics facility on the way. Okay, now we're talking. Hero, man, he just... Has he played a single normal game yet? Yes, they played a normal game on Cosmical Sapphire, and ShoWTimE destroyed him in that game. That's what happened. That is just the reality of it. That is actually just what happened. They played one normal game without a weird opener, and ShoWTimE won it, showing that if the game is normal, ShoWTimE is really dangerous, ShoWTimE is really good. When the game is weird, hero is insane. How do you beat this guy? It's not possible. Well, it is possible. This type of build order is really good for, in my opinion, ShoWTimE. The only problem is he didn't open up with an adept. So, Monocle. What? This is illegal. The rules of the Protoss say that if you get a Nexus and you have no info, you need to get a Void Ray. If you play Stalker and you don't know whether there's a Nexus on the other side, a Void Ray is what the Protoss Council prescribes. Not an Oracle. This is illegal. This is actually illegal. Nah. More Stalkers maybe? Oh my, he's getting a second gateway? Before the Void? Well, he doesn't know he's being all in. He believes this is a macro game. Oh, well, this is not a macro game. Ah. I mean, this game is just over. I cannot believe. Like, I want to say I can't believe how lucky hero is. But this happens every single series he plays. Every single game he plays. This type of stuff happens. People make the wrong calls. And even if they do make the right calls, he still tends to win with his crap. It makes no sense. Theory-wise, these build orders were so good for ShoWTimE. Like, this is... It's a fine build order, the 3-gate robo stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a fine. It's okay. Like, I don't mind it, I really don't. But... There's better builds than this, you know? And this was perfect. The way ShoWTimE responded to it was perfect. I loved it. I really did. Good lord. Good lord. GG. ShoWTimE taps out and loses the series 3-1. Wow. I'm impressed. Hero played one hell of a series here. These are some really interesting builds as well. And note that all of those build orders started with the same thing. You know, just a 1 gate, then a proxy on the map with a second or a third pylon. It looks super similar. So you need a catch-all response. And the Stargate in the wall is what I said would be the catch-all response to everything. But you need some info as well. You are going to need some info. And I think that info, in my mind, it needs to come from an adept. I don't think there's any other way you can get that info. You can't get it with a stalker. The adept is a must. And yeah, ShoWTimE played the price here. By just getting Stalker, Oracle into Void Ray is not allowed. Alright, that's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this series. Some wild strategies. And I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you, and bye-bye.